Welcome back to the channel. Admirers, we have an incredibly large breaking news report on a changing landscape that is very shocking today. Ripples throughout the whole Women's Tennis Association, as well as a narrative that is of the whole sports world is now conversing. Pour yourself some coffee, take a seat, and listen carefully, as what we're going to today's unpacking is really historic. Only a few minutes ago, the completed drawing and seating arrangements were made available to the BNP Paribas Open in India in 2026 Wells, California. Additionally, we have verified a historic update. Eala Alexandra, the Filipina superstar, age 20, who has been sweeping the tennis world, has officially obtained a first-round purchase at the competition. I'll say that again. Due to the fact that the scope of this, it is impossible to exaggerate success. Alexandra Eala has taken everyone by surprise. WTA and earned a highly sought-after first-round purchase in the BNP Paribas Major Attraction Open. To fully comprehend why this is such a seismic event, we must examine what Indian Wells really stands for in the environment of tennis worldwide. This isn't just any competition that is scheduled. The term BNP Paribas Open is often used. The fifth Grand Slam, as it were. The WTA is involved. 1,000 required events, which means each the world's only elite player is need to be present. Additionally, it has a huge main draw with 96 players. During a draw, the top 32 seeded players in that size are given a first-round purchase, essentially moving them directly into the second round, although the remainder of the field has to fight from the beginning. Getting one of those 32 seeds is a characteristic of the supreme elite. It is a sign of prestige, a strategic edge, and evidence of a player's consistent success throughout the honor of the top 32 seeds and the fifth Grand Slam the previous 52 weeks. For Alexandra Eala to take it into this exclusive group at the age of 20 old is an extraordinary, unheard-of significant event in her career and for tennis history in the Philippines. It indicates that she avoids a difficult initial round of matches, obtaining important days of relaxation, recuperation, and getting ready as she got up. Competitors exhaust themselves in the scorching heat of the California desert. This information comes as a huge surprise to many casual fans of the sport. However, if you have been closely observing the tremendous momentum that ELA has accumulated over during the previous weeks and months, you will understand that this is the result of a fiercely competitive, very strategic campaign. A few days before, she concluded a rather intense run in the tennis championships in Dubai. Another esteemed WTA 1000 competition in Dubai. She fought her way through a pile of field, guaranteeing a decisive victory over Jasmine Paolini, ranked 6th in the world, and defeating seasoned stalwarts such as Saran Haley Baptist and Cersei before eventually losing to the world in the quarterfinals. Coco Gauff is ranked number 4. The point of ranking she gathered from that brilliant her quarterfinal performance has helped her climbing up the charts in real time. Earlier sitting at number 47 in the world after a 40 earlier this month, a career high, the Dubai-based points have soared her into the enchanted threshold of the top 32 right before the Indian Wells cutoff for seeding. The dressing room at the WTA is very buzzing at the moment due to no longer only a rising star, Alexandra Eala star, a potentially hazardous wild card, or a promising candidate. By obtaining this initial purchase, she has formally solidified her reputation as a seated danger in one of the most significant competitions in the world. The whole tennis match has been pushed by her organization to acknowledge her as a member of how Eala quickly moved up the rankings in the Dubai run of the highest level. Critics are unable to longer want to surprise her in the early rounds. They must now be ready to confront a well-rested, elite, and very certain ELA in the subsequent phases of the competition. This is a change in perspective. Now is the time when AA prodigy turns into a formidable force. The draw has enormous ramifications, as the top 10 players will now be searching over their shoulders, being aware that the powerful Filipinas are waiting in the wings equipped with her deadly left-handed forehand-backhand with 2 hands, and a recently discovered tactical expertise that has enabled her to eliminate many elite rivals this time of year. We're examining a groundbreaking discovery. Additionally, we are going to detail precisely how she obtained what this implies for her approach in the desert of California, and how this first-round purchase might serve as the impetus for the most successful tournament run of her youth profession. TO really recognizes the seriousness of getting a first-round purchase for Alexandra Eala at the Indian Wells. We must track down the path that led her to this precise moment, Sunday, February 22nd of 2026. It's been a trip characterized by unrelenting ambition, careful creation, as well as steadfast faith in her own abilities. Let's stand back and examine the cornerstone of her strategy. Eala is a product. At the esteemed Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain's Manacor, where she did not only her strength, but the tenacious never-say-die attitude that the Spanish legend is well known for this. You are able to see how Nadal has influenced her play. The arduous baseline, heavy top spin rallies, the extreme physical stamina, and the angles to the left that pull right-handed opponents continuously outside their comfort zones. However, Eala is more than a mere basic grinder. She has changed into a combative all-court player who feels almost as at ease controlling play and protecting against corners. The pivotal moment, the world finally realized what she was. Possibility, happened precisely a year ago, at the Miami Open in 2025. Going into that competition as a wild card with a ranking of 140 in the whole planet, nobody anticipated that she would endure the first weekend. Rather, she planned one of the most enchanted runs in the history of contemporary tennis. She Grand Slam was methodically demolished Madison Keys and Yelena Ostapenko, champions, and then accomplished the unimaginable by beating the second-ranked IGTCH in the world. That historic run to the Miami, she became the first Filipino to reach the semifinals. Player to ever make it to the championship round WTA 1000 competition. The first wild card to sweep 3 big winners in a row. Sets at one occasion, and it exploded her for the first time in the top 100. It was a declaration of purpose. She demonstrated that her ceiling was more than just a reliable tour guide. Her ceiling was the physical and tactical benefits of ignoring round 1 to be the world's greatest. Let's fast forward until 2026. The pressure to build on a discovery the year is enormous. A lot of young players experience what is known as the sophomore slump. Once the tour determines their strategy and they are burdened by the expectations. However, Eala has taken the complete opposite action. She has accepting the pressure, she enlarged her timetable, performing a tough schedule to improve her rating and her same toughness. She began 2026 by making it to the ASB Semi-Finals Classic in New Zealand's Auckland. Even after a difficult first-round loss at the Alicia Parks at the Australian Open, she remained calm. She returned to the start again and participated in a challenger event in front of her house in Manila to reset audience, and then started a very prosperous swing in the Middle East. The swing in the Middle East has been the most Indian Wells secret to unlocking them in Abu Dhabi. She persevered to reach the quarterfinals. She encountered a small mishap, but this happened in Dubai last week, when everything fell into place. Defeating top 10 competitor Jasmine Paolini Sturdy was a tactical masterclass. Execution. Using her left hand, Eala the court is opened by serving out wide. Punishing Pini's second time repeatedly serve and firmly maintaining her composure tie breaks under tremendous pressure. Even inside her defeat against Coco Gauff in the quarterfinals, a game where the elitist movement in America and in the end, experience won out. Eala display bursts of genius. She took away priceless insights about what it takes to regularly compete at the ultimate height of the sport. The 215 she gained ranking points in Dubai were the key to success. They shoved her rating in real time from 47 to the pivotal top 32 tier, ensuring a spot for her location in the desert of California. Thus, what does the term first round truly mean? From a physiological and tactical perspective, during a demanding 2-week event similar to the BNP Paribas Open, it indicates everything. The circumstances at Indian Wells are infamously challenging. The ball flies off due to the arid air. The racket, but the rough surface of the court greatly slows down the ball after bouncing. This produces a special dynamic, where participants must create their own speed while also managing high balls that bounce and are challenging to command. Matches often become physical conflicts based on attrition. By omitting in the first round, Eala stays away from possible 3 dogs engage in combat with a hungry qualification or a risky unseated floater. She purchases 3 more for herself. To 4 days of relaxation and acclimatization. She is able to use that time on the practice courts, honing her skills string tension, making balancing adjustments, was researching her possible second-round adversary. Additionally, the psychological Rafa Nadal Academy to WTA powerhouse, Eala's transformation, the benefit is enormous. When you're unseated, you go into the competition with a feeling of vulnerability and desperation. You are aware that a single negative day against an unidentified foe sends you packing. When you come and are seated with a purchase, with a sense of power, you are the player for whom others must be ready. Now, Eala will relax and watch two players who are not seated fight for the right to turn to her. Whoever prevails in the first round match will have already accrued miles, legs, as well as the mental exhaustion of competitive game. Eala will step fresh, focused, and prepared to take the court. Set the terms. This is the depth of runs for tournaments are made up. This is the process by which athletes go from being the underdog to the favored. Searching before the possible draw, Eala's she is a nightmare for left-handed players. Duel for almost every player on the field. If she encounters a powerful baseliner, she may use her angles and slicing to interfere with their rhythm. If she encounters as a defensive counterpuncher, she has the ability to strike through the sluggish courts. The secret for her will be to keep a high rate of first serves and making the most of breakpoint chances. She recently said that she would want to take a little rest before to Indian Wells to re-evaluate her physical condition and injury rehabilitation, seeing this as a bridge for prevention to catching up to the top 5 participants. This demonstrates an astounding degree of adulthood. She is not only content when sitting, she is actively searching for the small advancements it will result in a title. The remainder made possible by precisely aligning with the intention of physically preserving her. The wider implications of this accomplishment regarding Asian and Philippine tennis as a whole is amazing. Eala is not only playing for her own benefit. She is carrying the aspirations of a country each time she onto the court. The thunderous backing she obtained from Filipinos living abroad in Dubai is evidence of her standing as a national symbol. In order to get a seed at the 5th Grand Slam, she's demonstrating that she can a new generation of Asian athletes that one may get access to the higher levels of a sport typically European and American dominance athletes. She is changing the course of history. Books every single week and the world of tennis is amazed. The WTA as a whole is on notice. Alexandra Eala won't be visiting India Wells just to take part. She is showing up as a sitting competitor with the ranking, the rest, and the repertoire to win everything as we conclude this lengthy analysis of the significant news of the day. Let's pause for a minute to put the implications of this historic development for Philippine tennis, the extent of Alexandra Eala's progress, and the immediate implications of this. This conversation began with us breaking the information that the Filipina 20 phenomenon has officially obtained a highly sought-after first-round purchase at the BNP Paribas Open in India in 2026 Wells. We investigated the reputation of this WTA 1000 tournament, which is sometimes called a 6th Grand Slam, as well as how obtaining a spot in the top 32 to avoid the first round is a distinguishing feature of the ultimate elite in sports. We track her down. Remarkable increase within the previous 12 months. From her legendary run at giant killing at the Miami Open in 2025 to her remarkably steady and demanding 2026 campaign, emphasized by her most recent quarterfinal culminate in Dubai. We examined the enormous psychological, physical, and tactical benefits that this conflict will provide her amid the difficult, demanding circumstances of the desert in California. And we talk about how her deadly game with her left hand and her newly acquired maturity makes her a genuine danger of winning a deep championship competing run. This accomplishment is more than only a schedule benefit. It is a powerful declaration of arrival. For a long time, the story of Eala was concentrated on her abilities, on what in the future she could succeed. Today, the story has changed significantly. Up to now, the future has arrived. She is no longer only focused on pursuing the exceptional. She belongs to the privileged. She's earned it. Take a seat at the table using just grit, technical mastery, together with a competitive fire that is impossible to put out. The points earned for ranking, the cash awarded, the honors, all of which are the result of a musician who has devoted her life to becoming an expert in her field as she takes the next several days to recuperate, relax, and final forecasts and things to keep an eye on get her body ready for the sun. Twice. Combining Indian Wells with the Miami Open that followed, where she has a great number of points to protect, she doesn't act like an underdog in the hopes of for a miracle, but as a powerful force anticipating victory. As we look to the future, there will definitely be a lot of pressure. The spotlight will shine brighter than before. Previously, However, considering her most recent performances against players like as Keys, Pini, and if there is anything Swiatek has taught us, it is that Alexandra Eala flourishes in the brightest lights. She accepts the expectations and avenues for her help millions of admirers throughout the globe into a constant intensity on the court. As she moves on to the Indian Wells Courts tennis garden in a few weeks, she'll get plenty of sleep and driven and equipped with the information that she's already taken to the whole WTA. The only thing left to do now is to go out and overcome it. I really appreciate you being here with me today for this thorough examination of one of the greatest fascinating advancements in the tennis the world. The WTA's environment is changing in before of our eyes, and we are seeing the emergence of a genuine superstar. If you came into this analysis perceptive and eager to remain fully keeping abreast on any breaking news, match analyses and in-depth analyses at the Paris Open at the BNP and further, be sure to click subscribe button at this moment. Post a comment here and share your thoughts with me. Indian Wells is where Alexandra Eala will go. Considering this enormous first round by benefit, will she make it to the semi-finals, the quarter-finals? Could she go the extra mile and raise the trophy? I would want to hear your forecasts. Don't forget to help the cause by like this video, channel and activate those alerts. Chimes to ensure that you don't miss any updates. Have fun the remainder of the day. Continue to adore this lovely sport, and I'll see you all in the next video as we go to track history inside the